Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to take out the Yak-7B, and I wanted to just kind of record a couple games, kind of show the typical experience of the Yak-7B. I don't think I think you get to see a lot of highlights on YouTube, but I don't think there's enough like full games. I just remember when I was starting out, I didn't really understand how to get the early game started necessarily in ARB, and there's a bit of an art to so much of what's happening on right now that no one really talks about. For instance, in this particular approach, I'm only climbing at about 10 degrees. The Yak 7 isn't that great above 4,000 meters. I'm kind of going for the striker interceptors. I'm getting out there early. I see that A36. I'm not going to go for him, but I am going to go for this P51. And this is probably different than what I would normally do. This is definitely not side climbing. But I kind of want to just walk you through this whole game and talk to you about how I approached it with the prop I was flying. So as mentioned, I didn't really climb. I kind of got out there early, and I got um, headed towards this P51C that did the same thing. Generally, these are, oh man, how to say this? These are not the best pilots. They're the most impatient pilots. Obviously, there's exceptions, but these pilots, they want to get out there and they want to get to the action. So sometimes they're not the most strategic of players. We'll say that. Sometimes they're doing like a ground unit challenge or something like that. But I finished him off rather quickly. I need trigger discipline in the Yak. It's a very Russian airplane, doesn't have that lot of ammo. And I'm kind of seeing there's two groups of planes now. There's the one on the right, which is where I'm headed towards. Nobody really climbed because I'm facing Americans. So I'm just kind of heading towards where my team is heading. Looks like there's going to be a fireball over here. This P38 doesn't look like he's going. Oh, and there's the other group. And this P38 is my target. He's kind of at the back of our group. So I see him kind of going in, and he rips his wing. So need to again, kind of evaluating where I am in the space and the battlefield. I'm still heading towards this fur ball. I want to be over the top of it. I want to be able to pick and choose and boom and zoom. So I now identified this P38. He's close. He's heading for that. Teammate of mine, he's distracted. Come in. Let's see if I can get these guns on. Knock him out of the sky real quick. And then I'm sort of angling up. I want to turn my speed into altitude. Looks like I got a good opportunity. I'm going to go for this P51. Pop him up first. He's shot down by teammates, and then I can position myself right there behind that Corsair. Again, I don't want to be low and slow. I don't want to be the bait that brings people down. I want to be fast. I want to keep it above 400 ideally, and I don't want to be low. So I see this P63 now. He's going after a teammate. Someone else picks him up. Again, if I'm not actively dogfighting, I'm angling slightly up so that I can turn that speed back into altitude so I can bank it for later. Really kind of watching what's happening here. A lot of those climbing American props from the other gaggle. Terrible aim. They have now dropped down on my teammates. I'm happy to let them do it. I see this guy. This is a mistake made by me, by the way. I should not have chased this guy up. Luckily, he obliged me and completed his loop and headed back down. I'm fighting my prop to get it back down and using flaps to try and get my speed back up. He had way more energy than me, completed his loop, and is essentially running away from me. Probably shouldn't have followed him up. Now, rather than pursuing him, I'm looking around. I see this Corsair coming in. I want to make sure he's not going to pick me up while I'm distracted. He looks like he's going for someone else, so now I can re-engage the P39. Let's see if I can try not to shoot my teammate. Keep my burst shorts. Finally got some aimers. Pick him up. Kind of, again, looking around. I'm a very vulnerable spot, kind of doing my loop. And I'm trying to keep it fast, trying to keep it above or right at 400. Pull away from the group, continually looking around, scanning. Finally, this Corsair makes a dive on a teammate. He's kind of running out of that group. He happens to head towards me. He's still trying to pick up that Yak-1. Take his wing off. So that's a quick ace. I really was, it went a lot faster than it was, but I'm trying to give you kind of what it is that I'm thinking as all this is happening. So I decided that I'm enjoying it. I'm going to keep going. Oh, well, yeah, get the MiG-21. Unlock the MiG-21 with the Yak-7B. Maybe that'll be the thumbnail. Again, not really going for altitude. Going side climbing a little bit, but mainly I'm heading to where I know there's going to be some easy pickups at the start of this match. I kind of want to let the furball develop. Don't go chasing bombers. Anything way over the top of you. At this point, I have speed. I don't have altitude, but I have speed, so I can maneuver out of the way if I need to. Just kind of letting them go over the top. Keeping it at like a 10-degree angle coming out of here. P-38, kind of wondering to see what he's doing. See the P-47, the P-63. This is looking like the majority of their team off to my left, which is good. I noticed this Corsair coming in at me, directly at me. So he's going to be, I'm going to bait him away from his teammates, get him to chase me out of that group. Because if I go in there and just engage him, I'm going to get picked up by that P-63 or A-36 or P-47 or something. So finally, nose over, do a little maneuver on him. He's so fast and compressing so hard, there's no way he can keep up with that. And instead of trying to re-engage me, he just keeps going, which is, not a horrible tactic for an American prop. The downside, though, is that I've got pretty good speed and I'm able to keep up. The more he turns, the more I'm going to catch him. So now we're within 800 meters. He's forgotten that I exist and he's going after my teammate at this point. Or maybe he thinks that's me. We're both Yak-7s. But I'm clearly shooting at him and he's ignoring me. Get a little bit of a crit, some poor gunnery. Finally get some decent hits on him, but not enough to really put him down. I had to probably stick on this way too hard, and I'm just frustrated with my shooting at that point. So I just stick on him way too hard. Notice there's a Corsair behind me. I'm in like my peak maneuverability right here, this like high 300s and low level, so I can kind of do what I want on this Corsair. This Corsair is way too slow. Still trying to save my one teammate here. Early Corsair with not enough speed. Get him on fire. Happy to see it. I got low ammo, so I'm going to let him burn. Puts at the ground. And now I am, again, keeping speed, 10% climbing out of that area. Kind of looking behind me to see what my options are. I think that group is so far away, I can start coming around. Still sort of seeing what's happening. I noticed this A-36 coming at me. Gonna do the same little defensive maneuver that worked on the Corsair at the start of the match. Definitely keep that in your back pocket. He way overshoots. He tries to go up. I can follow him, and teammate picks him up. I kind of shoot at him because I was like, I wanted that kill, but again, kind of point back towards the ground, get my speed back up, and then start climbing. You want to have your speed, keeping it around that high 300s, 10-degree angle. You kind of want to be a target. You want them to pursue you, but at the same time, you need your speed up to maneuver out of the way. Typhoon's here. Typhoon puts it in the ground. It's my turn to pick up this Corsair that just shot him down. Hit him on fire. Kind of following him because I don't want that teammate to steal my kill again. Letting him burn. Hear engines all over me. I really don't want someone to pick him up. But I don't really have the ammo to spend on really shooting him down, so I'm just kind of following him in. Finally get impatient. Put a couple rounds on him. And he finally burns up. So, at this point, I got 90 rounds left. I need to RTB. And, not bad, though. I think 3 kills and assists. All right, next match. Again, climbing a little bit more aggressive in these last two matches. I don't know. I guess I get about 2,500 level out. It looks like I'm keeping my speed up to 400. I just know that in the yaks and the Russian yaks, you don't want to be too high because you'll rip your wings off when you're diving on someone, and you don't want to be too high because your engine performance gets worse above, in this particular plane, over 4,000. So I'll just play with the low-level interceptors, and that's kind of what I wanted to do this whole gaming session when I brought this. I was like, I'll stay low. I'll get dove on. It's low BR. I'll practice some defensive flying. But right here, I'm looking like, man, there's so many A-36. Figure Spitfire's going to pick him up. They merge. Nothing really happens. Turn on over on him. He's close enough. He doesn't probably see me in the clouds. I make a beautiful shot, if I do say so myself. Let him burn up because right behind him is another A-36. He's slow. He's right in front of me. Got a water leak. Some following up. Trying to spray across his wings there. Finally put him down. And then they're just lining up for me like turkeys, man. So I just keep pushing it. Try and get the next one in the back. Do a little Congo line. My aim doesn't fail me here. They're so slow. Get him. That's a double kill. So just, man, boom, boom, boom. And I still got this A-36 behind me. There's no way he's going to keep up with that turn. And I put him in a spiral climb, hoping my teammate picks him up. Pop the flaps. Nose over on him. Now he's stalled. And someone else picks him up. I was so wanting to get that. I think that would have been an ace right there. A-20G came down to join the fun. He's distracted, focused in. Got one engine. Just kind of finish off that last burst. I don't want to steal that kill. But, yeah, 4 kills and an assist right there in like all of a minute and a half. Staying fast, flying level, trying to assess where everybody is again while I head towards this P-38. Don't be afraid to trade a little bit of altitude for some speed, especially when you're chasing someone, obviously. Get your speed up. This guy, what's he doing? He's flying over top. I pull up. No way he's going to be able to keep up with that. He does a way better job than I had anticipated staying behind me, if I'm being totally honest. I think he came in way slower than I thought, and so I'm trying to bleed speed in this defensive scissors. I guess it's a scissors. In this defensive, I don't know, spiral climb, what would you call it? But I'm trying to lag pursuit and stay on his tail. He ends up pulling up and stalling himself out because he knows I've got way too much energy. And I finally nose over on him. Can't even now. I've gotten so slow I can't even get the shot. But I'm at least now behind him. He keeps pulling up to stay away from me, which is probably the right move. But eventually I'm going to get the nose on him, which I do here. Get a crit. Still just sort of committed to staying behind him. I've got more low-level power than he's going to have. And I just know it's a matter of time. Get one engine, get both engines, get the middle section, and there's an ace. So, yeah, that's the Yak-7B. Hope you enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun taking it out. I just wanted to kind of walk you through a couple games where, you see the whole entire game, the whole entire engagement. It's pretty typical at how I would do. I might also make a mistake and get killed in the first, round or so, but as long as you're looking around and you're paying attention and you pick your engagements smartly, they're really hard to kill. Yaks are really hard to get. They have a lot of engine power, really low. You can control your energy state very well. I guess my biggest tip is to, when exiting a dogfight, don't immediately just pull up. You need to kind of stay level, get your speed back up, and then angle up a little bit, and always be looking around. But yeah, that's it. Please give me a like, subscribe. Tell me if you like this kind of content. I'll do more of it. It was really fun taking out a 2.7 prop and having fun with it. Thanks, guys.